Hello there. We're back again for our final installation of Wired versus Wireless. Thank you for joining us. These past few weeks, we've highlighted the parts and pieces of Lutron's Vive system that makes code-compliant solutions easy to design and cost-effective to both install and maintain. So far, everything we've shown you works simply as a standalone solution. Picos and sensors transmit a signal. Wireless PAL pack receives that signal and controls the lights accordingly.
The Vive PAL packs, they control most of the usual load types: ELV, phase, 0 to 10, switching, even receptacle control, and maybe some emergency along the way. The occupancy sensors, the daylight sensors, the Picos, they're all wireless with a 10-year battery and Lutron's Clear Connect RF low frequency communication. This gives you the ultimate flexibility. It's a straightforward, simple, code-compliant lighting control system. But what if you need a time clock or to do some load shed or some energy info, right?
Enter the Vive Hub. This modest piece of hardware, mounted within 72 feet of your load controllers, packs a boatload of additional capability into your system. The list is pretty extensive and continues to grow through easily downloadable free system updates. Here are some of our favorite features that really get our juices flowing in the morning.
Let's tell them about the app. Let's tell them about the app.
The app, the interface is the same whether you're using it on your phone, your tablet, a laptop. Whether you download the app or not, it's the same via the app or the browser. It looks and performs exactly the same.
This app is really special, if you haven't guessed. We'll take a look at it in detail in just a bit, and keep an eye out for some of the features, and think how easy it would be to use this the day after you get trained or a year later once you need to make changes to your system.
But let's keep going. The list of features goes on.
All right, Ray, what do you got for me?
I have 365-day astronomical time clock.
I have access to all devices below the ceiling. Power packs, load controllers. You don't need to locate them to touch them. No ladders.
I'll play automatic load shed.
I got some energy usage data.
Contact closure for emergency lighting from a fire alarm input.
Don't see that anywhere, but I got BACnet.
How about API integration?
But with an open API, I've got touchscreen.
What about range extension to aux sensors and Picos?
Enhanced security.
What about ability to centralize control?
Vive view and graphic floor plan. I can see everything and more analytics than you'll know what to do with. I win. Let's take a look at the app.
First thing we want to do to connect to the Vive app is connect to the Vive's Wi-Fi. Then we open up the app. It'll tell us to reconnect. Now that it recognizes I'm connected, it's going to load. Gives you a few hints and tips, again, referencing that workflow we referred to begin, add a room or area, then find the fixtures in the space, flash the fixtures to make sure they're the appropriate ones, and then you can view energy usage, create various different schedules. So first thing you're going to do is create a room or area. Private office, open office, conference room, hallways, they're all areas. And again, it shows you these tips, so that's super intuitive. In a larger space like an open office, it'll tell you how you want to set that up. So first area we're going to create, we'll call it a conference room. Choose your room name. First thing you want to do is add a Pico. So it shows you an image of the device you're going to be adding. Press and hold the off button on the Pico for 10 seconds. Found the Pico, and it's adding the device. So this happens automatically. It's going to scan for light fixtures or lighting control devices within the space. So we found an emergency dimming module and a normal dimming module. You can add a tag so it's intuitive, so when somebody comes back later to make changes, they know what they're looking at. So we're in a conference room. Let's call this a linear above the table. We'll call it linear zone A. And then we'll tag the normal power pack and 2x2 zone B. So some 2x2s around the perimeter and a linear fixture above the table. Going to flash the fixtures so that we know we're controlling the fixtures in the conference room rather than the office area next door. We'll input the wattage of the loads. So for the linear, we'll say it's an 8-footer, about 8 watts a foot. Took me a little bit to do the math there. And then for the 2x2s, we'll say there's 4 around the perimeter, 4 25 watts a piece, call it 100 watts. Click done. So now our Pico and our power packs are programmed, ready to go. We're going to add an occupancy sensor to this base. Again, shows you an image. You can hop up on a ladder, press and hold the button, or you can use a laser pointer and shine it into that little hole there next to the finger. Found the occupancy sensor. We'll add it to the devices in the space. Done. And now we have Pico controlled and occupancy controlled devices. Let's say this is a Class A office space in Philadelphia following IECC 2018. You can't have the fixtures turn on to 100% automatically. So we'll turn them on to 50% of power, doing this all within the app, saving, done. Now we have a code compliant space. We'll go back to the home page. We'll view the energy. Again, if we had more than one area, you could see the different statistics through this energy tab. Now we'll create a schedule. Again, navigate you through. So we'll tap the plus that in the schedule. We'll call this Monday through Friday, office hours on. So we want the space to be illuminated when people begin coming into the office. So we'll select Monday through Friday. You could take exception to holidays. Here, we can adjust via fixed time, which you see on the left, or as a function of sunrise and sunset, which you see on the right. So we'll turn the lights on at 6:30. That applies to the conference room. We'll select the action. So we want the lights to come on to 100%. Save. Now we created a schedule. Lots of functions and features packed into the app. There's images, the workflow's intuitive, there's tips and tricks along the way so that anybody can pick this up at any point in the job cycle, whether it's day one training or a year after the fact.
So what do you guys think of the app?
I happen to love it. And my experience with contractors, it's been super positive. They like the fact that they're not required to bring a tech in for every bit of commissioning. But even more so, or if they need to make a change or an addition, they're at ease with the update and the system themselves.
But none of this matters if you don't get it on the project in the first place, for whatever the reason may be. We've picked up a few tips along the way for specifying a system that can deliver both the performance and ease of use that Vive can.
So take a look at some of this. What we have here are the block diagrams for all of the different devices that we've been discussing. The Vive Hub, which we discussed today, all of the load controllers, which we've talked about on and off throughout the series, even the receptacle control, and even the in-wall occupancy sensor switches that we've discussed. What we've included with these block diagrams, we found it to be pretty successful. It's some of the specification points that will really deliver the system that you're looking for and the performance that you're looking for. So specification points directly included with your diagrams. To take this a step forward, I've built a little system here, right? This could be a classroom or an individual office or something like that, where I have 2 zones of lighting. This is 0 to 10 lighting. But what I've done is I've also included a sequence of operations to really ensure that you're getting a system that is going to perform the way that you specified it. And then the long-term implications, the spec points for the devices that you really want to get delivered once you've put all the time into designing the system. So you can find this info and some of the other resources that we've collected. Click on the link in the description or reach out to one of the Synergy experts for some additional support. All right, folks, so you have graced us with your time and we thank you, but just a few more moments to wrap up. There really is a difference when it comes to lighting control. Lutron has been dedicated to the best-in-class lighting controls for more than 60 years.
In 1996, 25 years ago, Lutron launched their first two-way wireless RF lighting control system. It's still relevant and a market-leading product today, updated many of times along the way. In 1996, when our adventure started with wireless lighting controls, Mr. Joel Spears said that the wireless system must be as reliable as a wired switch and perform exactly the same.
Lutron and their partners like Synergy have the best technical representatives throughout the world, and Vive gives you simple, scalable wireless lighting control for code-compliant spaces that's easy to design, sensible to install, and intuitive to use, and that's all at no extra cost. So off the soapbox.
Man, you really love that system, and so do I. I can't blame you one bit. Thank you, everyone, for spending your time with us. Please stay in touch, give us a call, give us a challenge, and we look forward to seeing you around, hopefully in the near future.